So, welcome to my Diablo 3 Barbarian Inferno guide, let's play, whatever you've called it. Um, yeah, I decided to make this little let's play to help other people out and yeah, just
It is good to fight
get a
with you
reason to
again.
play more and all that stuff.
This
It's a
place
little bit
reeks of
lagging
death. The
momentarily.
fallen star is near.
And the tomes.
Need to
Onward.
see how I fix it. Yeah. So this is my Barbarian. He's level 60, and yeah, his gear isn't that good, but it's easy to farm at Act 1 with this gear. But yeah, for Act 2 it doesn't really help. His
I'm
resistance
glad
to
that
all
fate
is
has
just
brought us
low,
together on
and
this path.
Why is that?
You fight with both honor
I get one
and
shot.
philosophy.
That's
I know that a
basically it.
pure soul must burn
You
within
can't really do anything about it, and it's really hard. And yeah. So why I'm doing this let's play? Of course, I want to show you this how Inferno works with a Barbarian. I also wanted to show you to the players who aren't able to play Diablo 3 how Diablo 3 is, the story, and yeah, hopefully I don't spoil that much. But yeah, I try to minimize that. As you noticed, as you most likely noticed, I'm not a native speaker. I live in Germany, and so my native language is German. But yeah, I also tried with this Let's Play to get better in English. It's just speaking more English will just I hope it tells me to progress in speaking that language, because yeah, everybody in the world speaks English, and yeah, so it's the most important language in the world. So first of all, I want to show you I also already showed you my gear, but I want to show you what stats I need. And what are your basically what are your prime stats, what I'm aiming with this build. First of all, one of the most important stats is armor. Yeah, I know, but armor is basically, yeah, it's every time, in every game there's armor, and not in every game it's so important, but in Diablo 3 it's very important. Common damage, of course, by a really high amount. You can see I have only 7k armor. That reduces the damage dealt to me by 70%. So, this is one prime stat. I try to aim with buffs and so on to get 9 to 10k armor. That's about 80% damage reduction, but I don't get it with this gear. No, I'm far away from it. Next stat that's really important is of course vitality, gives you life, and I'm going to show you why it's more important, even more important for me. But vitality isn't that important.
A worthy quest.
Don't think vitality is all. Vitality, you can have a lot of vitality. You're gonna take more hits, but if one hit deals like 30k to you, and you have like 120k HP, you're gonna get killed in 4 shots. But when you have like 40k HP, and hits will only deal 3k damage, you will take a lot more hits, and you won't die that early. So armor is important. Vitality is important, but not as important as armor and resistance to all. I'm gonna show you that later. Second stat that's also really important is strength. Strength is increases your armor. That's it. Pretty much. I don't care in this build. I don't care a fuck about damage. Damage is something you want. You of course you need a little bit of damage, but damage isn't important. You will deal enough to kill all of the mobs and all of the rares before they get to enrage. And even in enrage you have a lot of survivability. You have probably half a minute to kill them after they enraged. So yeah, strength isn't that important. So next, gonna show you resistance to all. Very, very important. Resistance to all is the same exact thing as armor.
Surely there is someone out there who would
You
benefit from our aid
you
right
reduce
now.
damage by, let's see, 60%. That it's important to notice that that doesn't add each other. It's I don't know what's the what comes first, but I think armor reduces the damage to 30%, and from that 30% we are also reduced by 60% from my resistances. I don't know what exact order they are, but that's probably I think so. So yeah, what's also really important, but I don't have that much of it, is life per second. Life per second, you will regenerate a lot of health, and that's obviously good if you're gonna get like a 4K
Are
hit,
you ever afraid
4K
in
hit,
battle?
and
warriors
you regenerate
overcome
it
their
in
fear.
like 2 seconds.
We are both
back
blessed
again.
then.
That's
My
pretty
faith
amazing.
armors me against fear.
So yeah, that's pretty much it for this stats. What I'm aiming for, like most important, armor and physical resistance and resistance to all. You should keep that balanced. And after that, vitality, strength. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so my skills I choose. For my main skill I choose Frenzy with a glyph of sidearm. It does a little bit more damage, a little bit more E, and it does a little bit more damage than Maniac. You're gonna get 20% more damage, but you have here you have a 25% to get an extra string that also deals AOE damage. It's a little bit more. It doesn't really matter that much, but sidearm for this build is a little bit better. Next up, I got Furious Charge. You can charge to the enemy, hit them, run away, charge again, and with this glyph it also heals you for a fair bit amount. Regain 8% of your maximum life each target hit. When I'm just hitting like 5 targets, it's 40% of my maximum HP. It's a lot. It's really a lot. Yeah. Next up, I got Threatening Shout. You can replace this with, let's see where it is, Ground Stomp. But the problem I have with Ground Stomp is that the elites in Inferno doesn't get stunned that long. They are probably stunned like in 1.5 seconds or maybe less, much less, like 1.75 seconds. That isn't that great. I can't. Sometimes I don't even notice ground stomp. So I take Threatening Shout. Reduces the damage by 20%. It's great. 20% less damage. And with this rune, it also reduces the attack speed by 15%. So I get a lot of damage reduction from that ability. Next up, we have Revenge. It's a must-have. You can't build a, but probably you can, but You
I do
can
not understand
really
how evil
build a
walks in the
barbarian
day.
without revenge.
Should it not fear
Revenge,
the
with,
light?
especially
Perhaps
with
the sun is neutral.
But the
provocation,
light is both a literal
it's
and
just a
figurative
lifesaver.
foe of
You
evil.
regain so much health of it. And you do also AoE damage, and 220% of your weapon damage isn't that bad. And 5% of your maximum AP. Each target hit. It's great. It's amazing. I love that skill. This is just a lifesaver overall. Sometimes it doesn't proc, but you know, it's always so. No, next up we have Warcry. Increases your armor by 20%. So, what? This is one of the main abilities in this build. Increasing your armor lets you take less damage. So it's great. It helps me very much. And with this glyph, it also increases all resistance by 50%. That's so awesome. I can't think about what I've done without this glyph. It's amazing. Let's just see it. So I got 7.1k armor, and let's just here take physical resistance. 433 physical resistance. So let's just see it. Bam! That's an increase. Automatically I absorb 3% less damage from that armor, and I absorb almost 10% more damage with my physical resistance. And of course, if you have more of it, it will be stacked. It's great. It's so awesome. So next up we have Ignore Pain. Reduces all damage taken by 55% for 5 seconds. 65, sorry. Yeah. It's pretty much, yeah, the cooldown 30 seconds isn't that long. Reduces damage. It's a great lifesaver. For glyphs you have two options here. If you're playing with a party, you should take Mob Root. All enemies have the same effect. It really helps like someone like Mage or a Demon Hunter. Or if you're playing alone, you can choose Ironhide, which increases the duration to 7 seconds. It's great. It's really
There are
nice.
forces arrayed against us.
So
stronger than we
that's
ever
my active
imagined.
skills.
Some greater
Now let's
purpose
go on
lies
to
behind
the
these
passive
trials,
skills.
but I
First
do not
off,
yet know
Nerves
it.
of Steel.
We will not discover it here.
We
Keep
will.
going.
This is why Vitality is so important. Your armor is increased by 100% of your Vitality. We've learned Vitality equals health. And now Vitality equals armor. Armor is overall. So really good, really great passive. I would lose without this passive. I would lose probably like I can see. Yeah, 73 armor. That's much. That's really much. So next up we got Relentless. This is one option. You can take a lot of options. You can either go Inspiring Preference, regenerates 1% of your maximum life per second, but yeah, it's okay, but you get too much damage. Most of the Barbarians say that this is the best skill. Reduces all non-physical damage by 20%. Yeah, but I got a lot of physical hits. Yeah, most of my damage is physical. So I choose Relentlessness. When you're below 20% health, all skills cost no fury, and all damage taken is reduced by 50%. 50% less damage. So you will see me often drop under 20% health, but then I don't die. I get a lot of reduction, and so I can survive. Next up is one of pretty much a must-have. Increases armor by 25%. I don't think I need to tell you something about it. It's just awesome. Just awesome. Force damage dealt increased by 50%. Okay, it's okay. I will take it, but I don't really need it. So yeah, that's my skills, my item builds, and I'm gonna yeah yeah, my games. My games are pretty much all health reg, regain. Yeah, the tank build. So yeah, this I would say this is it for the first episode. Um, Tomorrow we will go right into the battle. So stay tuned if you want to watch me die. And I will die. So yeah, have a nice day, guys.